And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video we're going to be going through some big Rangers news that could affect the title race. We're also going to be going over what Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has said with regards to his Rangers exit, and of course the infamous Michael Beale turning up in the old director's box. But let's start with regards to his thoughts, as he felt that the Rangers board had let him down. Yes, as stated, Giovanni was relieved as he felt let down by Rangers board before he was sacked at Ibrox. As stated, the Dutch manager was relieved of his duties in November 2022, with the club 9 points behind Celtic in the title race. However, Van Bronckhorst has claimed he felt a lack of support from the boardroom at the club, as he cited the missed opportunity to strengthen his squad after reaching the Champions League. Speaking to 442, Van Bronckhorst said, as far as I'm concerned, our squad could have been strengthened after he reached the Champions League group stage that August at PSV's expense. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. When I got fired a few months later, I missed the support from above. Things didn't go well at that stage, especially when we fell 9 points behind Celtic. That isn't allowed, but it's also good to look at the broader picture. I believe some guys on the board could have handled the situation in another way, especially if you assess how we performed in the previous campaign, but that's quickly forgotten. I had other meetings with the board in November 2022 and told them what we needed to happen for things to turn around. He stated, I hope Rangers can find their way back to the top, as I'll forever be associated with the club and I cherish the wonderful memories. Sadly, I didn't leave the way I wanted. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst was always very class and speaking well of the football club. And I'll get to that bit in a minute and give you my opinions on everything in a moment. But he did speak about Michael Beale as well, of course, when he was spotted in the old director's box and going into the Loudon Tavern. Basically, it's opened up for the first time with regards to it, and stated this. He went, I don't think you should really do that as a fellow manager. You shouldn't sit in the stands at a match when your colleague is feeling the pressure at that moment. I would never have done that. Bill said this back in December 2022. He defended that. He said, I've been away a year. My plan was always to come back and do a game as a fan, really. I'd always wanted to come up and watch Rangers as a fan over the years, then found myself working here inside. That trip was planned 5 or 6 weeks previously. If that's the perception, I hope Gio doesn't think that's, because it certainly wasn't my intention. I just came back to watch the game and see a few people I hadn't said goodbye to in the community I lived in. Again, with regards to the Gio thing, I know it's ages away, or it was a long time ago, but I do feel that we were run by different people back then, and Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's situation was handled in a real poor way. You know, he got us to the Champions League group stages, got to the Europa League final, and ultimately the reason why he was sacked is because, well, we got ragged about in the Champions League, and we were drawing far too many games domestically, but that was mainly down to an injury crisis. That's what we had at our hands at that time. And yeah, I do believe sometimes looking back on it, Gio should have been given time. And now what we know with regards to Michael Beale, that man should have never got the Rangers job. The guy is an absolute con man, a Del boy if you like, and managed to sort of swindle his way into a high profile job like Rangers, as he did down in Sunderland as well. And it turns out he's kind of nobody. He's just a coach and believes his own hype, a lot of fake social media accounts, and a guy that doesn't have class at all. And to be fair, I'm so glad that Michael Beale's gone. He's a very dislikable bloke, and if you check out the current kind of iceberg that's going on around Michael Beale, it does kind of summon him up a little bit and tell you everything you kind of need to know about the character. But I'll always like Gio, and I'll always have the fondest of memories of getting to that Europa League final. And classy guy, great player, and as I said, hopefully he gets back on that managerial pony and gets going again forward. But yeah, opened up about the situation. In other news, guys, there has been a bit of big news ahead of the title race, or could affect the title race. As stated many times, we're currently in the midst of an injury crisis at this moment in time. And as I keep on stating before as well, is that we're going up against Benfica, we're going against Hibs in the Scottish Cup, and then we're going up against Benfica again. So it means it's going to be a little while until, of course, we're playing Premiership football again, which I think is good news, because as I stated, we have got a lot of injured players at this moment in time, and it provides like a decent stopgap for players to return. Todd Cantwell yesterday obviously posted a highlight reel of his best moments so far this season and sort of captioned it as back soon. And whilst that return isn't imminent as such, reports or insider information is stating that he will be ready to go for that game against Dundee. And then following that, guys, we have got a March international break, which then allows us a bit more time for these injured players to return again. So there is pretty much, one domestic game out of the 9 we've got left to play over the next sort of 4 weeks, which I think can prove to be very, very big and beneficial for us. Following this, it's also being reported that Sima will be ready to go after that international break. From insider information as well, he'll be back for that first game after the international break against Hibernian. There's also reports stating Danilo will be back as well by then. More insider information reports stating that Matondo is going to be back as well, potentially for the Dundee game. And there's also more inside information that, just give me a moment to find out who it is, because we've got such an extensive injury crisis list at this moment in time. Kieran Dow's another player that could be returning as well by that Dundee game. And yeah, it's a big boost indeed if you're looking at it, as I stated. A lot of players currently sidelined at this moment in time, and to see them all kind of being drip fed back into it again, ready to go back for Premiership action, could provide us a huge boost in this Scottish Premiership title race. As I stated, over the last 2 games against Kilmarnock and Motherwell, I've started to see our performances drop significantly, and you can probably see how leggy, lethargic we actually are at this moment in time. And yeah, we definitely need bodies back to help us, and certainly over this next couple of weeks, as we get to that Dundee game, as we get beyond the March international break, we're going to see more players back returning to the fold, which is going to prove to be pivotal in this Scottish Premiership title race. And the fact that we're not playing any Premiership games until after, or only playing one until after the March international break, I do think it bodes well for us. I genuinely do, and allows those players to come back and help us out. And we'll take it from there. But yeah, Rangers fans, as always, do let me know your thoughts on that one down there in the comment section below with regards to the players coming back. And who are you looking forward to the most to coming back? Who's the player that you think will make the biggest impact? In my personal opinion, I think it's going to be Sima. I think Sima is a player that we've missed so much. I think Sima is a player that would help us with that. You look at the game against Motherwell, we're creating loads of chances but not clinical enough. I think Sima knows where the back of the net is, and certainly can be one of those players, or if he was playing in that game against Motherwell, he was a player that probably could have got us a goal or 2 with the amount of chances created. So I think he'll make a huge impact coming back into the team, which I'm very excited to see. But yeah, Rangers fans, as always, do let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, I'll see you all next time. Take care.